Having the right lawyer is critical to your and your business's success. Legal problems are unfortunately inevitable, and you want to get out ahead of them while they're still hypothetical rather than real problems. Having the right legal counsel is critical to protecting you and your business from disaster. Here are some ways that the right legal counsel can help you. First, your legal counsel can help predict and avoid issues that might come up. For example, my firm and I have handled a number of partnership disputes for individuals and professionals, including for doctors, lawyers, software engineers. Many times people would think that these professionals already know how to handle this type of situation, including other lawyers. But unfortunately, many times the optimism outweighs and overtakes the logic and reason of what's needed to help set a business up for success. Examples include things such as having a written partnership agreement that thinks through issues such as what happens if a partner dies? What happens if a partner no longer wants to be in the business and wants to sell their ownership? Can they just sell it to somebody else, or do they have to sell it back to the partnership or to the other partners at a predetermined price? What happens if a partner wants to start a competing business? Are they allowed to do that? These are some of the things that are best handled before they become an issue, because if they're left until later, the dispute goes from a hypothetical one to a real one, and it becomes much harder to resolve it because at that point, everybody's just thinking about what's in their best financial interest. And many times those are two competing interests that cannot get resolved without extended discussions and potentially even litigation. So save yourself the time and the headache. Think through the potential issues ahead of time with somebody who knows what they're doing. Here's an example of a partnership dispute that cost the other side millions of dollars. My client had entered into a partnership with her ex-boyfriend while they were still dating. They had bought a number of buildings together as a real estate deal, but they got their partnership agreement off of LegalZoom. The problem with this was LegalZoom wasn't the right solution for the amount of money involved in this partnership. This partnership involved properties that had millions of dollars in equity, and when the problem arose, the partnership agreement was not comprehensive enough to deal with the issues, so there was a question about how the money and the ownership was supposed to properly be divided, especially since it didn't clarify many of the roles and responsibilities each of the partners had in this agreement. So what we were able to do is use many of these ambiguities to my client's advantage. What we said is the other partner was responsible for a number of things, including accounting and taxes, that were not properly handled and that caused the partnership millions of dollars in damages. Ultimately, we were able to get this matter resolved favorably for my client, where she walked away with literally millions more than she might have had she chosen the wrong lawyer. Her recovery was multiples more of what she spent in attorney's fees, but a lot of the attorney's fees could have been avoided had she simply had a good partnership agreement. And candidly, having a better partnership agreement would have made my job a lot easier for her. So do yourself a favor, get your agreements in writing, and make sure they're thorough, and make sure you have the right counsel to help you think through the potential problems and pitfalls, because it could cost you or your business millions of dollars. Now, I understand that it's impossible to think through all of the potential issues that might happen, but it is critical to think about some of the big picture issues that can really damage or harm your business if they come true. So in this example, what would have been better for the two of them is if they had thought through what their roles and responsibilities were, what each one was supposed to do, and how much each person was supposed to get paid, as well as whether they needed to contribute additional money to the business if it wasn't doing well, and whether contributing additional money would somehow give them an additional ownership interest in the business if the other person didn't make their contribution. So remember, there are two critical things when it comes to the agreements. One, making sure you have your agreements in writing with counsel who's advising you through the process. And two, if there is a dispute or an issue, you hire the right counsel who can help you navigate that crisis and make it into something meaningful and positive for you and your business. Remember, having the right lawyer is critical to your and your business's success. Legal problems are unfortunately inevitable, and you want to get out ahead of them while they're still hypothetical rather than real problems. So if you like this video, like and subscribe to my channel, because I'm going to have a lot more content giving you free legal tips to help you and your business. Like and subscribe, and if you have any questions, comment below.